Afternoon, everyone, committee members and those tuning in over the internet. Welcome to the Assembly Committee on Commerce and Labor. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll.
Assemblywoman Carlton.
Here.
Assemblywoman Considine.
Here.
Assemblywoman Dickman.
Here.
Assemblywoman Duran.
Here.
Assemblyman Flores.
Present.
Assemblyman Frierson.
Here.
Assemblywoman Hardy.
Here.
Assemblywoman Kasama.
Here.
Assemblywoman Martinez.
Present.
Assemblywoman Marzola.
Here.
Assemblyman O'Neill.
Here.
Assemblywoman Tolles.
Here.
Chair Howdigi.
Here. Thank you, Madam Secretary. Please mark that all members are present. Members, our quick housekeeping. Remember, exhibits, testimony, amendments, all must be submitted by noon on the day before the committee meeting. People who wish to participate must do so by pre-registering online at the legislature's website. The public is strongly encouraged to submit their written testimony to our committee manager at asmcl@asm.state.nv.us. Zoom chat is reserved for committee members for committee business only. Members, please remember to keep your cameras on at all times to ensure that we have a quorum. And please remember to stay muted unless you are speaking, then promptly mute yourself right after. I am going to move us into a work session. It's the only item on our agenda. Today, we will be work sessioning Assembly Bill 51, Assembly Bill 101, Assembly Bill 130, and Assembly Bill 173. I would just like to remind the committee members that a work session is not a rehearing of the bill, and we will not be taking testimony. With that, I would like to open the work session on Assembly Bill 51, and I believe we have our policy analyst here to walk us through it.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Margie Thomas with the Research Division. The first bill today is Assembly Bill.
Ms. Thomas, Ms. Pascal Thomas, we can barely hear you. Maybe that's just my...
No, it might be mine. Can you hear me better?
Yes, I can. Committee members, can you hear? Just a nod or a... Could you try again, Ms. Pascal Thomas?
Sure. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry about that. So the first bill today is Assembly Bill 51. It was sponsored by the committee on behalf of the State Contractors Board. It was heard on February 15th and revises provisions governing the recovery fund administered by the State Contractors Board. There are three proposed amendments by the board. The first is to amend subsection 1A of section 1 of the bill to provide the detached standalone dwelling as described in subsection 1A of section 1 need only to serve as the residence for its owner rather than be intended for habitation by one family unit to fall within the definition of a single family residence. The second proposed amendment is to amend section 1 of the bill to include a townhome or duplex unit within the definition of a single family residence. And that the third proposed amendment is to amend the bill to remove subsection 2B of section 1 and to add a mobile or manufactured home within the exclusions provided for in subsection 3 of section 1. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Pascal Thomas. The members should have received a documentation from the Nevada Contractors Board giving everyone information on the recovery fund that has been set up for mobile and manufactured homes through the Manufactured Homes Division. Members, any discussion on the vote or the bill? I'm going to switch to grid view so I can see everyone. Okay, Assemblymember Tolles.
Thank you so much, Madam Chair. And I just wanted to say thank you for the amendment for addressing some of the concerns that were brought forward. I'm happy to support.
Thank you. Seeing no other discussion from members, I would take a motion to amend and do pass.
So moved, Madam Chair.
I have a motion to amend and do pass from Vice Chair Carlton.
Assemblywoman Tolles, second.
I have a second from Assemblywoman Tolles. Madam Secretary, will you please take a roll call vote?
Assemblywoman Carlton.
Yes.
Assemblywoman Considine,
Yes.
Assemblywoman Dickman,
Yes.
Assemblywoman Duran,
Yes.
Assemblyman Flores,
Yes.
Assemblyman Frierson,
Yes.
Assemblywoman Hardy,
Yes.
Assemblywoman Kasama,
Yes.
Assemblywoman Martinez,
Yes.
Assemblywoman Marzola,
Yes.
Assemblyman O'Neill,
Yes.
Assemblywoman Tolles,
Yes.
Chair Howdiggy.
Yes, thank you, Madam Secretary. Motion carries. I will assign that floor statement to Assemblymember B. Duran. Our next item on the agenda is, you're welcome, Assemblymember. Our next item on the agenda is a work session for Assembly Bill 101. We have our policy analyst, Ms. Pasloff Thomas, here to walk us through it.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Assembly Bill 101 was sponsored by Assemblyman Yeager and heard on February 22nd. It revises provisions governing the administration of certain substances to animals by licensed veterinarians, and there are no proposed amendments.
Members, any discussion? I'm going to move into a grid view so I can see everyone. Just one moment, members. Okay, members, any discussion? I will acknowledge that you guys should have all received documentation as well, answering the questions that we had during the bill hearing. With that, seeing no discussion, I will entertain a motion to do pass.
So moved, Assemblywoman Dickman?
I have a first by a motion to do pass by Assemblymember Dickman. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, I have a second by Vice Chair Carlton. Any discussion on the motion? Okay. Madam Secretary, will you call a roll call vote, please?
Assemblywoman Carlton,
Yes.
Assemblywoman Considine,
Yes.
Assemblywoman Dickman,
Yes.
Assemblywoman Duran,
Yes.
Assemblyman Flores,
Yes.
Assemblyman Frierson,
Yes.
Assemblywoman Hardy,
Yes.
Assemblywoman Kasama,
Yes.
Assemblywoman Martinez,
Yes.
Assemblywoman Marzola,
Yes.
Assemblyman O'Neill,
Yes.
Assemblywoman Tolles,
Yes.
Chair Howdiggy.
Yes. Thank you, Madam Secretary. Motion carries. And I will assign, I'd like to thank, we have the bill sponsor here, but he has graciously allowed Assemblymember Dickman to do that floor statement. Assemblymember Dickman, you would take that floor statement.
Thank you so much, Madam Chair and Assemblyman Yeager.
Okay, our next item on the agenda is the work session for Assembly Bill 130. Ms. Pasloff Thomas, would you walk us through that?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Assembly Bill 130 revises provisions governing insurance. It was sponsored by Assemblyman Flores and heard on March 1st. There are 3 proposed amendments which were discussed during the hearing. The first is to amend the bill to delete the requirement that the amount paid by the insurance company for reasonable and necessary medical expenses under such coverage be based on the usual and customary charges for the locality where the medical expenses were incurred. The second proposed amendment would be to delete the definitions for healthcare services, provider of healthcare, and usual and customary charges. And the third proposed amendment is to require an insurance company transacting motor vehicle insurance in Nevada to offer uninsured and underinsured coverage in an amount equal to the limits of coverage for bodily injury sold to an insured under a policy of insurance covering the use of a motorcycle. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Pasloff Thomas. Members, any discussion? Okay, seeing none, I would ask for a motion to amend and do pass.
So moved, Madam Chair.
Thank you. I have amend and do pass from Vice Chair Carlton. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second from Assemblymember Marzola.
Yes.
Okay, correct. Thank you. Members, any discussion on the motion? Secretary, voice call vote, please.
Assemblywoman Carlton.
Yes.
Assemblywoman Considine.
Yes.
Assemblywoman Dickman.
Yes.
Assemblywoman Duran.
Yes.
Assemblyman Flores.
Yes.
Assemblyman Frierson.
Yes.
Assemblywoman Hardy.
Yes.
Assemblywoman Kasama.
Yes.
Assemblywoman Martinez.
Yes.
Assemblywoman Marzola.
Yes.
Assemblyman O'Neill.
Yes.
Assemblywoman Tolles.
Yes.
Chair Howdigi.
Yes. Thank you, Madam Secretary. Motion carries. I will assign that floor statement to the bill sponsor, Assemblymember Flores.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Members, the last item for work session is Assembly Bill 173. Ms. Paslov Thomas, would you walk us through the work session document?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Assembly Bill 173 revises provisions relating to professional engineers and land surveyors. It was sponsored by the chairwoman, and it was heard on March 8th. There are no proposed amendments.
Members, any discussion on Assembly Bill 173? Okay, seeing none, I would entertain a motion to do pass.
So moved, Madam Chair.
I have a motion to do pass by Vice Chair Carlton. Second.
I'll second.
I have a second by Speaker Frierson, Assemblymember Frierson. Madam Secretary, voice call vote, please.
Assemblywoman Carlton.
Yes.
Assemblywoman Considine.
Yes.
Assemblywoman Dickman.
Yes.
Assemblywoman Duran.
Yes.
Assemblyman Flores.
Yes.
Assemblyman Frierson.
Yes.
Assemblywoman Hardy.
Yes.
Assemblywoman Kasama.
Yes.
Assemblywoman Martinez.
Yes.
Assemblywoman Marzola.
Yes.
Assemblyman O'Neill.
Yes.
Assemblywoman Tolles.
Yes.
Chair Howdigi.
Yes. Thank you, Madam Secretary. Please indicate that the motion has carried. Members, that takes us through our work session for this afternoon's meeting. Our last item on the agenda is public comment. I will read some quick housekeeping while we give those listening over the internet time to call in. Public comment is an opportunity to discuss general matters that fall under the purview of the Commerce and Labor Committee. The public has already been given time to support or oppose specific legislation, and we open and close the hearings on bills to establish a record of public testimony on a bill. Therefore, public comment is not intended to be a continuation of any bill hearings. Public comment may be limited to 2 minutes. Please address your remark to the issues that fall within the jurisdiction of the committee. If you do not, I may request that you redirect your remarks or terminate them. Please be respectful of committee members and other witnesses. You may always submit written remarks for inclusion in the meeting record. Broadcasting, is there anyone who has called in wishing to give public comment?
Chair, the public line is open and working, but there are no callers at this time.
Thank you, Broadcasting, and thank you, members. That concludes our meeting for today. Our next meeting will be on Monday, March 15th at 1:30 p.m. We are adjourned. Thank you.